Today's our accountancy class is from the textbook Volume 3 Analysis of Financial Statement. The chapter which we are going to discuss is Financial Statement of a Company. Financial Statements of a Company. To know what is financial statement, let us go through a definition. The financial statements provide a summary of accounts of a business enterprise. The balance sheet reflecting the assets, liability and capital as on a certain date, an income statement showing the results and operation during a certain period. This definition is given by John N. Mayer. Balance sheet and income statement are the two parts of financial statements. Balance sheet shows the position of the company and income statement shows the results, that is profit or loss of a company during a certain period. First of all, let us see the format of a balance sheet, which is prescribed in Part 1 of Schedule 3 of the Companies Act 2013. Here in this format, the first thing which will come is the name of the company. Then we have to write the balance sheet as at, that is the date. It may be 31st March 2020. Here you can see there are 4 columns. The first is for particulars. The second one, note number. The third one is for representing the current year figure, and the fourth column represent the previous year figure. In our plus 1 class, we have studied the format of balance sheet, which was horizontal in format, but in companies, the format of balance sheet is vertical in format. The balance sheet is divided into 2 parts. The first part consists of equity and liability, and the second part consists of assets. In equity and liability, there are 4 subparts like shareholders fund, share application money pending allotment, non-current liability and current liability. The first 2 parts consist of equity, and the third and fourth part consist of liability. Assets is subdivided into 2 parts, that is non-current asset and current asset. There is also subdivision of each of these items. There is a subdivision in shareholders fund. The first one is share capital. The second one reserves and surplus. Third one money received against share warrant. There is no classification in share application money pending allotment. Then if we are moving further, the third point, that is non-current liability, there is subdivision, as first one is long-term borrowing, second one deferred tax liability, third one other long-term liability, and fourth one long-term provision. The fourth point, which is current liability, it is again subdivided into 4, that is short-term borrowings, second one trade payables, third one other current liability, and the fourth one short-term provision. So this is the sub-classification or subdivision of equity and liability. In asset, we have divided assets as non-current asset and current asset. In non-current assets, there are subdivision too. That is fixed asset, which is further divided as tangible asset, intangible asset, capital work in progress, intangible asset under development. Then the second one is non-current investment, deferred tax assets, long-term loans and advances, and the fifth one, other non-current asset. In current assets, they are subdivided as current investment, inventories, trade receivables, cash and cash equivalents, short-term loans and advances, and other current assets. Next, we are going in brief with the explanation of main and sub-point with examples. Share capital, which is one of the subhead of shareholders fund. Share capital means amount received by the company against shares issued for subscription. They are further classified as authorized capital, which is also known as nominal capital. This is that part of capital which is mentioned in the memorandum of a company, and it is a maximum amount of share capital of a company. Then comes issued capital. Capital that a company issues from time to time for subscription. Then comes subscribed capital. Such part of capital which is for the time being subscribed by the member of the company, which is again classified into 2. Subscribed and fully paid up, and subscribed but not fully paid up. Next is reserves and surplus, which is also a subhead related to shareholders fund. Reserve means amount set aside or out of profits and surpluses to meet future uncertainties, prospective losses, or to strengthen financial position. Some of the examples related to reserves are capital reserve, capital redemption reserve, securities premium reserve, debenture redemption reserve, revaluation reserve, shares option outstanding account. Capital reserve, that it is created out of capital profit. An example given is profit on sale of fixed asset. Then comes capital redemption reserve. When a company purchases its own share, Section 69(1) of the Companies Act 2013 requires that a sum equal to the face value of the share so purchased should be transferred to capital redemption reserve. Then comes securities premium reserve. It is an amount received in excess of face value of the securities which is credited to it, that account. Debenture redemption reserve, it's a reserve credited by the amount prescribed under 71 clause 4 of the Companies Act 2013 before redemption of debenture commence. Revaluation reserve is a reserve which is credited by the upward revision of the book value of asset. Share option outstanding account is a reserve to which difference between the market value and issue price of the shares issued to employees credited. That is, market value, difference between the market value is 75 and the shares which is given to issue to our employees is 50 rupees. So the difference between these two amount is 25, which will be credited to shares option outstanding account. You don't have to worry about this reserve because these reserves we will be studying in the chapters related to this shares and debentures in brief. Next item is non-current liability. They are also subclassified as long-term borrowings, deferred tax liabilities, other long-term liabilities, long-term provisions. Some of the examples of long-term borrowings are debentures, bonds, term loans, public deposits, and loans and advances. You can see the examples for other long-term liabilities and long-term provision also.